A 10-year-old girl, 10-year-old little black girl, committed suicide, Colorado, 2017, because she was bullied. You think martial arts could have helped?
Where them kicks at? Where them pains? Where them holes? Where them throws? You know what I'm saying? Cecil.
A lot of people see the Ashawty Davis story. She's a 10-year-old girl that was bullied. Her fight was posted on this app called music.ly. I guess it's called musical.ly. And some people want to blame the parents for what's going on. The parents of the Ashawty, that if they had paid more attention, if they'd done this, if they'd done that, that the little girl would still be alive. I blame no one else but the bullies. I do. And I don't care that they're children. I blame them because I'm sure they knew that what they were doing was wrong. They probably just don't understand the ramifications of it. So let's take a look at some of the news clips about the story. But I think the best commentary I've seen so far from you on YouTube is not even from me. It's from Black Education TV, and I want to play a little bit of that as well. So shout out to Black Education TV. Please go watch her video. I may link to it below this one. She has got a very powerful, very in-depth, very, very, very insightful take on this situation. But we're going to look at the news clip first.
Last month, this video, taken after school at Sunrise Elementary School in Aurora, surfaced on a social media app. And the little girl in pink?
If you're wondering what age to start a child off, these days, I mean, just start them as soon as they can breathe. If they can breathe and the doctor says that there aren't any major deformities with the child, you don't need special meds, then you might as well just hold up a hitting pad for the child while they're toddling and just teach them to hit the pad from when they're an infant, because these kids are going crazy these days. And by the time she's in the fifth grade, as violent as some of these other kids are, she might already need 5, 6, 7 years of experience under her belt. Let's see. Fifth grade, 10 years old. If you wait until the child can walk, I was running a toddler class recently. I started them at 3. If you start them from 3 and take them up to the 5th grade, they already may have 7 years of training. That's probably what they would need to deal with some of these ridiculous children out there.
She was devastated when she found out that it had made it to Musically.
Her parents say it cost their daughter, Ashawty, her life.
She's always been a happy girl. And then my daughter come home 2 weeks later and hangs herself in the closet.
I wonder if her daughter got some kind of traumatic head injury during that fight, because it looked like that little girl was hitting her upside the head a lot. Who knows? Because any story I've seen about this, they said that Ashawty changed after the fight. I wonder if she got some kind of serious brain injury that just didn't get picked up and nobody thought about it because it was just a couple of kids. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have thought of that. I'm just thinking about that now from the outside looking in.
The 10-year-old spent 2 weeks in Children's Hospital on life support before she died Wednesday morning. Her family believes she's a victim of what's called bullycide.
It's easy that they can get on Facebook and all these apps, you know, but they don't have an app for help.
Now they're hoping Ashawty's story will help save the next victim and help end bullying in schools for good.
For a full explanation of my two-part solution to bullying, again, it's just my opinion, please see my Keaton Jones video. But I would just sum it up here with 2 sets of words. Martial arts lessons and cops. Now, let's take a look at what was said on Black Education TV. It talks about spiritual wickedness in high places and about how wicked a lot of the children are these days. I frankly think that a lot of the children are evil. And if no, that's politically incorrect. You're not supposed to say that a child is evil. Because apparently we think all children in the world are beautiful snowflakes, and it's just the horrible onset of adulthood that turns them into the cruel monsters that they are. Or if a child goes bad when a child is young, it's automatically the parent's fault. It couldn't possibly be that the child chose to do something wrong because the child made that choice. But Black Education TV goes into some depth. She doesn't necessarily agree with me 100%. I won't put that on her. But she does have some pretty good insights that, quite frankly, I found to be very informative and very wise.
You can't ignore the pain in your children's eyes when things happen. I don't care how small it may appear to you, more and realize more and more just how important it is that we protect our children from this treacherous, wicked, evil world. There's a wickedness that has taken place on this planet, and people do not care how children are affected by these things. Other children don't care. No one is teaching their children how to care. You have children who, I remember years ago, there was a story of some girls who had bullied another girl to the point where she killed herself. And the bullies actually showed up at her funeral to taunt her family. And I said to myself, this is some cold-hearted, cold-blooded stuff right now we are witnessing.
To me, I think it's part of that be hard, let's keep it real, this whole worship of gangster thing. And that's not just something in the quote-unquote black community, because mobster movies are very popular. Most of the people who purchase gangster rap, hip-hop, rather than the positive forms of hip-hop or Afrocentric or community forms of hip-hop that I used to do, most of those people come from mainstream America. So it's not just a ghetto thing. It's just amplified in the ghetto. And you got to remember, you talked about the human being species, the species Homo sapiens. This is the same species that used to like to watch Christians being fed to lions. So there's definitely a flesh/cruelty/sadistic problem that is going to be there unless we deal with it consciously.
In this world, everything is fun and games to everyone. A point of entertainment, something that pleases your flesh for the moment. You're being entertained by what it is you're viewing and not taking into consideration the child or the person who is being affected by your actions. This is wickedness to the 10th degree. Wickedness unimaginable. And these things are becoming so normal to where wickedness is celebrated. It is celebrated. Posting this garbage online, children fighting, to where this child was so humiliated that she went home and she decided to hang herself.
I don't blame the parents, because I don't think there's any way that somebody from Generation X or Y would be able to comprehend just how serious bullying has gotten nowadays. Because when I'm an Xer, when I was a kid and there was bullying, somebody would pick on you, you might say something back and forth, then they would fight, and that was pretty much it. If the bully really kept coming, and it was that serious, they probably got arrested, especially at the high school level. But at the elementary school level, if kids were picking on, someone else and it got a little out of hand, here come the belts. Here come the belts. If things got so bad to where a child had to go to another school, if they went to another school, it was over. It's not like nowadays where things follow children from A to B to C to D to E, where they can't shake an incident if it's been posted online. We didn't have the internet available to the public back then, so people probably didn't feel like that literally the whole world could feel their pain or their shame. So we really got to do something about this. And some of these kids are so violent. I've told people in and out of class about there's a mark my son has on his face. It's really, really small. You can't really see it. You have to really stare. But it's from somebody coming at him with a box cutter when he was, 4 years old. That's the kind of world we're living in now. And I didn't even know about it till years after it happened, because he didn't have the words to tell me that somebody came at him with a box cutter. He just said, the guy scratched me. What did you do when he scratched him? I'm going to go up there and say, oh no, I kicked him in the head, and then he stopped trying to scratch me. So you're going to have to get your kids trained, like I said, just as soon as possible, as soon as you find somebody young enough to take them. And you know what? If you have a problem with that, then what you need to do if you're a parent, you need to enroll in a martial arts class, and then you can pass on to your child what you think is safe and appropriate and child-friendly. I'm going to tell you, as the years go on, I just started thinking more and more and more that we're going to have to make it a judgment call. We're really going to have to leave it up to how the child feels in the situation, because some of this stuff is just plain, it's unimaginable to those of us who've never had to deal with that type of bullying before. Dare I say, some of us who've been bullied, like I was bullied, I really think this is a new animal. I don't think this is necessarily what we went through just because of the added element of social media. But I do have a solution, like I said before. You can look at my other video about, what's his name, Keenan Jones. I'm just going to say the words, martial arts lessons and cops. So, why are we letting kids do things to each other that we know are crimes? So, thank you for sticking with me in this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm not affiliated with Black Education TV, but I really seriously think that her video is very insightful and it's worth your eyes and ears and worth checking out. So, leave your comments below. Thank you and peace.